Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Children of Rath. It's been a hell of a week. Let me just put it that way. I'll keep my intros short. We're doing D&D in a Magic the Gathering world. If you're new to us, if you're not new to us, hey, welcome back. Glad you're here again. There's been a lot of adventures with these guys. I've had a lot of adventures in real life. I'll keep that simple too. God. If you're not on my Discord, you don't get to enjoy the fact that I enjoyed explosions this week in my house.
Not explosions, explosions.
Explosions!
What's the difference between an explosion and an explosion?
One's more extreme.
Execution.
One's much more extreme. And you totally have to be surfing on like a giant wave of sand or something with with a blanket, so it's like wind thing. I don't know. It's okay.
Extreme for the max, man.
But anyway, yeah, welcome. Last week, exciting things happened with our characters. Let's see how they're doing emotionally and physically first, a little bit, and how people are thinking our characters are doing, and check in with them, and then we'll kind of go into a little bit of review about last time. So we'll start with our normal color wheel, and we'll start with Wintress and Lindsay.
Also known as she's melted.
Uh-huh. Very important.
That was intelligible.
Yep. And then we have got Joe and Claude.
I want to find that one guy and castrate him.
Uh-huh.
I also don't want to deal with the society's punishments.
Good call. Because then we have Lee and Maxwell.
Maxwell's doing good. He's pretty happy that we managed to get as much money as we did, because that's all for the sake of commerce. Yeah, life's good.
Uh-huh. And then we got Fish and Catherine.
Fish is a little freaked out over the execution that we saw. Kazran is a little less freaked out because he grew up in a very violent culture.
Yeah. And of course we have Mads as Carrie.
Despite the fact that Carrie grew up in a very violent culture, still fucking freaked her out, the form of execution. That wasn't fun. Nah. She agrees with fucking Maxwell on that one, which is weird. She doesn't usually agree with Max on anything. However, we're almost out of, we're not almost out of the desert, but we're getting out of the desert soon.
Mm-hmm. The journey through the desert has been a long one. But yeah, so last time, having defeated the bandits, the marauders that attacked you, two were left alive. One as an armadillo and one as an actual man. The actual man offered you to take you to his treasure, while you sent the poor armadillo man back to the caravan to be basically your prisoner. You were led to the marauders' treasure hoard, their base of operations, after a series of their elaborate traps to get rid of intruders and such that you overcame, mostly with the help of your associate that you kind of temporarily had. Your associate escaped with a portion of the treasure, unknown to you what he took away, and then the rest of you got to enjoy escaping with your loot and getting back to the caravan, mostly in one piece. Mostly. And that's kind of where we left off for a moment. You headed to take the last man to the base of operations of the hockey. Apparently, he was a member of the hockey that had gone against their ways, kind of pissed them off, a traitor, that kind of thing. Brought him forth to their base, the Aerie, which is a single mountain in the middle of the desert, with a small kind of village at the base of it, and where you had to kind of circle around the mountain on these kind of really difficult climb, all the way up to this kind of base. When the man was brought there, he was summarily executed for his crimes. It was pretty
more than
brutal.
Just executed.
It was a combination of being eaten alive by trained animals and being drawn and quartered.
was bad.
Mhm.
It was torture.
I mean,
Tortured to death.
tortured to death. Yes. Well, I mean, you know, they were killing him. It was an execution. It was just a brutal execution. Super killed. Definitely.
Overkilled.
Yes.
That can be an accurate way of describing it. Overkill. Anyway, so you've been left off that tomorrow morning, a contingent of the hockey will be escorting you through the desert, through their territory safely. That's the trade that you made for bringing this man, and reporting that the rest of his kin are pretty much killed off. You've basically done them a service, and so they're doing your service and making sure that your trip is safe, relatively speaking. But until then, you have the rest of the day and the evening to be around this area. Right now, you're up in the kind of like offshoot above, so you're way above the city. Of course, there's the execution area in front of you. Then, as I said, the 5 men are still there. The person who brought you up here is still here. He just effectively told you, feel free to hang around. You'll be departing tomorrow morning. Kept it simple in his description of things. What do you want to do?
Be anywhere but
at
here.
the moment.
What?
We're at the place where they got executed.
You are at the execution grounds, yes.
They got a shop here? Like a gift shop, maybe?
Not at
bar.
the execution grounds.
I will
Why
agree,
not?
not at the execution
I want to
grounds.
remember this
I want to
moment.
go to the gift shop.
I doubt there's an execution. Buy your own guillotine.
Buy your own rabid
Someone's
bird.
onto something today.
Buy your own rabid bird.
Yeah. Sounds like so much fun.
I think
Who
Maxwell
wants to
wants to leave this
contest
place. I have no more loose ends to tie up here unless the party does.
Well,
Not-
we can go. Well, we're stuck in the city, but we can go explore the
Is there an
city.
inside?
I just don't want to stay here.
The
Right,
sun
yeah,
is
that's
bright.
fine.
I want to go inside.
It's cold.
What does the city offer?
The city itself does not seem to be very welcoming to guests in general. Not that they don't occasionally have people that trade or have business with them. There seems to be one main actual inn. The majority of the caravan is actually like set up some tents on the edge of the city. You yourself are free to check out stay in the inn if you wanted to say. A few other people are staying in the inn right now, like the merchant that hired you on, he's staying there. The man Zalza, the member of the hockey that was your basically guide, is actually staying somewhere in the town separately too. The rest
Where's Manny?
Manny is staying with his cart. You know, he's
Fair.
got his tent set up. He's with his horse. You know, Nim is going to go into town. Radiant is gonna probably head back to the caravan and just relax back there.
I would personally like to get a long rest because I haven't had that opportunity.
You can get one here in town. You will have all evening that you can spend
We could probably
resting.
get one at the caravan too at this point.
It's your choice. There are probably some couple of small shops and businesses in the town that probably supply mostly stuff to the town, but you could get involved with them. Other than that, it's seemingly like a very nondescript place. Like a lot of the buildings where the people seem to live are just kind of simple clay or sandstone buildings with little bits of wood here and there that seem to have been brought in from various other places. The most elaborate area you saw was up top, where you did see a lot of the hawk-winged men and women, the hawk-winged people. The people down here just seem to be normal.
You know what we should do? Because I don't think we've done it already. We didn't sell any of that crap that we got in that place, did we?
That's true. We got a lot of trade goods and shit to sell.
You have stuff?
Oh, you don't even
we
know.
have a lot of stuff,
Oh, we
Wintrix.
got stuff.
Mhm.
That reminds
We,
me, I'm gonna hand her a bottle of wine. I took a bottle of wine for her.
Oh, goody.
Why don't you see about trading?
It's so red.
I don't want to deal with these people, really.
I'm a bit
That's
worried
understandable.
that I won't be able to get as good as a deal as I could possibly get in this town.
Yeah, this town might not be the best
Then
for
we might
selling
want to
anything.
wait.
True.
Maybe like the weapons that we have we could possibly sell here.
Maybe. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get an appraisal.
I don't know what their like open carry laws are here.
There are
Perhaps
a
we
lot of
should-
people with weapons, but it doesn't mean that they don't not like you with weapons. Because again, like, this is
We're outsiders.
and it's also a militant community. You know, these
I'm
people
worried we're gonna get
are
robbed.
like the marauders that rule over a desert. You know,
Yeah,
I'm worried we're gonna get confiscated.
they could confiscate my crossbow all they want. I just need a stick.
Maybe we should just bring one weapon and see what happens.
I will bring my stick.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the caravan.
Does anyone want to check out one of the traders in town with me?
I'll come with you.
Okay. What about the ladies?
I'm gonna head back to the caravan.
And you, Wintress?
I hug this little bottle of juice.
You look a little young to be drinking.
How old is Wintress?
adult.
I am a grown woman. Thank you very much. I am
Emotionally, how old is this?
24.
She's a decent age for a core. She's just emotionally probably much younger than she should be.
Kazran is the youngest, technically.
Yes, but goblins also like
Yes and no, because you also materialized
Yeah.
it earlier.
Like, in terms of, like, years, 17. In terms of, like, maturity, 39.
What's Claude's age? Or is his like a combination of all the souls in him?
I'm a few hundred years old.
Technically, if you're going by his actual age, it's probably about as old as you have been a skeleton.
Okay.
approximately
Well, mine would be skeleton plus the years I was alive, right?
Yes.
So that would make me the oldest.
So yeah, theoretically, but like it's hard to judge because like since he's a combination of other souls that have been put together to create some kind of like carbal assassin changeling monstrosity, you know, hard to say if those count or not.
Right. Okay. I guess we'll bring a single weapon with us and tally ho to like the nearest shop where we can sell it.
It seems as though there is like a place near to the inn, which you would call more of a general store. There's a couple of smaller shops that seem to be built into homes that seem to be more of like goods, but you know, they like as you get close to them, they kind of close up. You know, they don't seem to want outsider business for those. The general store doesn't seem to shoo you away.
Okay. Is the shopkeeper there?
Yeah, there's a man there.
Excuse me, good sir. We're interested in selling this weapon.
Selling weapons. Great. What do you have for us?
We have this scimitar.
As we present it to him.
I kind of expect it for a little bit. He'll then kind of give you this like very like switch like right away. That like there's a little bit of friendliness to now like there's none whatsoever. This is of hockey design.
That is true.
Yes.
What do you think of it?
Where did you get it?
I look at Kaz random. I Kaz just smile.
Well, hey, you're the charismatic one here. If anyone's going to be telling a lie, it should be Maxwell and not
Do you wanna actually
Kazran.
tell him where we got it?
Probably not. They believe that anything in the desert belongs to them culturally.
Oh, no.
Here's the thing. Kazran has a shit charisma. Fish is an excellent liar.
Okay. What if you try to do it and I'll assist you? Because I
Okay.
can't think of a lie.
What if we could like come up together with this lie, and then you be the one to say it, right? That's allowed. That's not metagaming. It's just I have the charisma of Maxwell. Maybe. We
So
could.
the thing is, we found this in what appeared to be a secret cavern in the desert, and it looked very dangerous to many would-be adventurers. There was even a giant sleeping fish in the water too.
It's true. Didn't want to mess with the fish.
Do we roll?
I mean,
It's technically true.
you technically said everything that was true, but you technically didn't find it there, so...
No, we did not.
He's just gonna
Oh.
lie it down and kind of like look towards you and be like... Your business is not wanted here. Or you have lied to
alright.
me.
No. Well, okay. On my end, I legitimately
You
didn't
for-
remember where we found it.
On one of the dead marauders?
Kill.
It wasn't on a dead. Oh, I thought this was
Yeah,
one of
it
the
was.
things we got from.
No, those were long swords.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You didn't take those
I-
weapons, too. You did not take the ones from the cave.
We
I
did not
thought
take the
we
weapon
did.
from the cave. No, because we
Uh-oh.
thought we got enough from the.
Because we
Mirab.
thought the other stuff we took was more valuable.
So he's shooing us away now.
He'll like turn to you and say like, "It's a small city. We know what you did. You earned passage. You could just say." As he's gonna kind of like just shove it down into the desk in front of him. Got it from a tree. Get out of my shop.
Well, that's fair. Leaving.
Sorry to waste your time, sir. As we leave.
Yep. Doing anything else in town?
No, I was gonna.
This place.
Yeah, I was gonna drink, but then I remembered that we have all that wine, so I'm good.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
that's already being taken care of.
I have one wine. In my inventory, there is listed wine.
Yep.
Quantity
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, because you took an entire case, and then each of you broke apart like the other case and took as much as you could. Just like carrying it. It was like a bunch of bottles. All right, I guess you'll head back to your tent, and you're gonna hang out there. Well, I mean,
Can we sell our stuff to the caravan?
no, maybe.
No. Did we ever get paid for
Actually, you could. You haven't been paid yet, and the merchant is in the inn.
I want to talk to him.
Okay. There's a kind of.
Wait, do we? Oh, I was gonna say I thought we still had the armadillo, but then I remember he got fucking roasted.
Yeah, he got
Totally.
obliterated, dude.
He got obliterated.
He's like super dead.
He's very dead, and as far as you know, you're not sure when they're going to clean him up. But they're just gonna leave him out there for a while.
He's not like hanging above the city, is he?
There's technically floor in between you because it's that like kind of outshoot
Oh.
from the mountain. But yes, he's like above the city, literally, like on display, a couple 100 feet up. Where there's
Gross.
like, you know, arm, leg, torso with most of an arm attached to it.
Bad. Yeah, that's my reaction to that. As I'm gonna stick with bad.
Mm-hmm. Usual. Eventually, they break apart for drawn and quartered. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah. So the inn is more of an inn, but has a small, like, kind of like eating area. It doesn't look like any kind of like bar you've experienced before. That none of you have experienced before, because it has an area that looks like there are some like barrels of something, but it only looks like 2 barrels. They are behind a tiny bar, next to a door which kind of leads into some kind of kitchen. Like behind, like you can see the barrels are kind of displayed up, and below that there's like a kind of open area to look into the kitchen. So you can see there's various activity. There's a couple of folks in here that seem to be getting stuff. You do see Nim is actually chatting up William Trumbull the merchant.
Okay, is he chatting up or is he chatting up? Because this is his name we're talking about.
It just seems like they're chatting.
All right.
He's got a couple more 100 years before the next chatting up, probably.
Right, I forgot. He said about one every half millennia.
They're spread apart. It's just the fact that when he talks about them, there's a lot of them because he's old.
He is the oldest.
Yeah, Nim's the oldest.
Nim is the oldest. He remembers the Ice Age. Anyway. Maxwell, Kazarin, come, join us. The rest, are they staying here at the inn? The beds are actually quite wonderful.
They're gonna be at the caravan. We were mainly curious about talking to the fellow merchant here to see if we could get our just reward.
Yes, you were planning on speaking to me. Oh, that's true. You needed a reward. You did bring back a marauder and apparently foiled them. What kind of reward are you looking for?
The hazard to pay that we had discussed?
Yes. Well, we'll figure something out before you part ways. I'll put together something a little bit wonderful. Anything else?
Well, it wasn't just the marauders. We had also encountered another danger that happened to be in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, that's true. It's fucking the dragon.
Yep, there was a giant dragon leviathan worm creature thing. He was in a giant circular sandpit area, and we awoke it from its slumber, and it allowed us to live, thankfully.
I've heard tales of them in the desert. The landworms, they call them.
Yes.
Strange creatures. I've never seen one myself. Fascinating. It's said that only those that attack them face its wrath. Good thing you didn't.
Oh, we were close, don't get me
About
wrong.
that. We were close to doing that.
Yeah,
But
this
the
one
problem-
tried to get me to blow it up with a gallon of oil.
Hey, Kieran. Yeah, so we did, in fact, wake it up, and he did bestow upon that knowledge to us. Thankfully, we didn't attack.
Well, I mean, again, it's a good thing that you didn't do that, but it's not technically a hazard if you don't, if it wasn't going to attack us anyway.
I try to think of a comeback, but he did explicitly mention if they don't attack him, so he already knew.
Yes, like, people who travel the desert probably have heard rumors of it. As he said, he's never seen one. He doesn't know of many people that have.
Surely we should be rewarded somewhat handsomely for confirming such a legendary rumor, no?
I mean, some of my folks within the caravan are old and have traveled the desert quite far, and some of them have encountered stranger creatures than even that.
Stranger than a giant leviathan? Dragon? Worm?
To be fair, it's not our first Leviathan.
Fair. Oh, it's all good.
Well, I mean, again, it's interesting. It's a story for you to share with the children, that sort of thing. But for actual hazard pay, it's not really something that I could be persuaded to give you an extra for. As, the rumors are that, leave it alone and you won't get murdered by it.
Understandable. Okay, I can agree with that point.
Someone would have warned you if we would have expected you to actually run into one. But again, I think only maybe two folks within the caravan that we travel in now may have actually encountered one before. But they're the older times. They've seen a lot. Erg
It
Mirab
fucking pranked. It goddamn pranked us. The fucking worm pranked us.
Alright.
It acted like it was going to eat us if we didn't bow down and beg for our lives. And so we kind of did because we didn't want to get eaten. And then it was like, ha, you losers, and then it left.
Well, I can't account for bad taste of giant landworms, dragons, But, I mean... I'm fairly certain anyone in that situation probably would have bowed down to it anyway.
Fair.
Yeah, it was. I've seen a lot of dragons. That when they say something like that, you fucking listen, or else you get burned. I don't know if it's capable of burning, but I didn't want to risk it.
It sounds like at least did the right thing. So. But anyway, so yes, I'll arrange for some hazard pay. Sounds like you had an adventure. I did see that you came back with a number of things. What happened with all that?
Why are you interested in buying?
A curiosity as to where you found a skiff of various boxes in the middle of a desert.
Why?
Was it some of the treasures the Marauders had left over? Were they traveling with it when they ran into you?
Detect thoughts.
Surface level.
Surface level. Surface
level.
He just seems curious.
That should be my last one until I sleep.
Unless you want to waste a spell slot. If you have any left over.
I think I might have one. He's just curious? Okay. Well, the thing is... And then, like, you know, fade to black as I explain the whole thing to him.
Okay.
A whole long story. Including all the traps that Carrie ran head first into.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, fascinating. Do you have any way to transport your goods now that you have them?
The sled has worked pretty well.
Once we get to the Tonga Mountains, I don't think your sled will go very far. Or beyond.
Fuck. Let me check something that I might be able to do to help.
Is this just like a sled?
It's just like basically some like a piece of wood with rope attached to it to be able to to drag along the ground.
Fuck.
It's not very elaborate sled because it's not an actual sled. You know, it's a very simplistic one.
I have levitation, or levitate, but levitate only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's a no-go on that one.
Also, I think there's a weight limit on levitate, isn't there?
How about this?
Yeah, 500 pounds.
Once our group crosses the desert, we'll have far less supplies. We can probably part with one of the wagons. Empty it out. A horse and a wagon make up some of your hazard pay.
Well, Maxwell, you're the negotiator here. What do you think?
How much did you say?
He's offering you a horse and it's a covered wagon, remember? So it's like an actual, elaborate wagon. You know, think of like
some Oregon Trail shit.
Yeah, like Conestoga, kind of Conestoga kind of wagon kind of thing. It's got like a cloth top to it, you know. It's probably not quite as, I don't know if it would be quite as circular, like a desert wagon, if it would still have the circular Conestoga shape or not. Maybe?
That seems like a pretty good deal, honestly. We get transportation?
Yeah, you get a wagon and a horse.
Dude, fuck yeah, let's do it. I think that's a fair trade, because we have all the money we need now. Like, given that we got what, 1,500 in there?
One of you wrote it down. I can't check it directly.
Can I try to persuade him for TTB more?
Wait, what? All the stuff we have?
Yes.
Oh, that's what he's trading it for? I thought he was just giving it to us for the hazard pay.
No, he's giving you the wagon and the horse for the hazard pay. He's not trading the trade goods, yes. As much as he would probably want to, he probably doesn't have cash at hand.
Right. Okay, so we
Yeah.
we can use that to transport our goods somewhere else and then trade them
That's
there,
what he
right?
offered you, because that
Right,
also he doesn't have to give you the little bits. Most of the he basically is like, I don't want to pay you hazard pay because I don't have a lot of cash at hand.
Understandable. He left his debit card or credit card at home.
Yeah, so this way he's
Right.
like, you want a wagon and a horse? It's a
Absolutely,
pretty good
yes.
wagon.
We want that.
It's a
for sure.
horse.
Yeah,
How
that makes
about
sense.
how about I throw in for a little bit of hazard pay, 10 gold apiece
That would be great.
beyond the wagon and the horse.
Yeah, no, that's
kind of. Max kind of does the thing like a kid does. He's like, is the horse named?
We'll choose which horse to give you once the time happens.
Okay, if it's not named, can we pick the name?
Can we name it?
Yeah, can we name it?
That's entirely up to you. It's a horse. I don't really care.
Hmm.
I look at Kazra and say, can we call it High Wind?
I was gonna call it lunch, but sure.
Oh no. Amazing. You have a deal, good sir, as I shake his hand. I'm still in masked form. I don't have my human mask on because I'm all like sad from earlier.
I mean, did you switch out your masks? I think you kept your human one on just because you don't want the people to realize you're a skeleton. Maybe have.
I guess I kind of like switched it when I was walking so people didn't notice. But
You probably
it's like a
could've
symbolic thing.
You could have probably, because you had to go back to the caravan to get the scimitar. You probably could have switched it if you wanted to.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We can say if you wanted to, you could have switched it. All right. Is there anything else you need from me?
You've been extremely pleasant, and it's been a pleasure to help out the cause. Thank you for being the kindest merchant we've met.
Oh no,
It's true.
You've helped me out greatly. You got rid of horrible marauders that would have attacked our caravan, and you got me escort for the rest of the way out of the desert without any danger, without any hazard, for free.
That's true. We did do that.
I clap in excitement.
He probably got more out of this deal than you guys.
I know he did, but for us, we made our own fair share of money.
He's merchant.
Too.
He's like,
Yeah.
I'll take it. You guys got me. I don't have to worry about my caravan losing anything the rest of the way.
Mhm.
I have safe escort for all this money that I'm going to be earning.
All right, tally ho. Let's go back to our friends, shall we?
All right, you can make it back to them. How drunk are you all, people? I don't know. I think Carrie's wasted.
Oh, Carrie's definitely wasted.
So wasted.
I think I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Wintress
That's with that
drank
last
half a
save.
bottle of wine at the moment, and for some reason it seems like she's more coherent than usual. But she had to stop herself at half a bottle of wine. Otherwise, bad things might happen.
I mean, Hang probably had the other half of the bottle of wine.
Did she sneak it?
No,
She must
she asked
have.
for it.
Did she?
Yeah.
She's polite.
Well, Wintress didn't know that. Wintress would never share her spiciness. But for Hang, I guess she can have the other half.
It's good to see you, friends. I see you look a bit more inebriated than I last saw you.
Yeah, you
They're
fucking
very
started
drunk.
without me.
You'll see Lutula still in her barrel because she hates the desert completely. Next to Radiant, and the two of them are just watching, and they're very inebriated.
You fuckers started without me.
Carrie and I
talking
just
ver-
wanted
we're
to
talking
forget about what
very
we
serious
saw.
things right now.
We got in a drunk fight. What's that called?
Drinking contest.
That's it. And I lost badly.
I can tell.
And now I'm really sad, Kaz. Kaz, I'm really sad.
Because you lost the drinking contest?
No,
No.
Carrie's sad because she can't run away anymore.
I can't run away anymore.
Run away from what?
From,
Everything. Responses.
Me and Carrie are good at running away, though.
We're pretty good at running away.
Well, true, but
Usually-
Carrie,
So are Claude
to
and
be
I.
fair-
We've been doing it for hundreds of years.
Yeah, nothing new for us.
See, I told you, Carrie, we can continue to run away.
Carrie, to be fair, based on our last fight, you're really fucking good at standing your ground.
But I don't want to.
Well, yeah.
You don't want to be a good fighter?
Wants to.
No, I don't want to go back to Urborg. But Angel thinks I'm supposed to or something. I don't want to do that.
Well, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I mean, several of us have plans there, so you'll be in good company.
But I don't want to stay there.
Oh, trust me,
Well-
we don't want to stay there either. I have one errand to run, and that's it.
But
I got it. Look,
she-
I'm real talk. I know how long it takes to build a ship. I'm gonna be there for a hot minute.
And
It
she
is very
might,
hot sometimes.
and she might be the new leader.
Yeah, hi.
Just
I don't know
put a
what's
hat
going
over you.
on.
Maybe they won't recognize you.
The horn.
Wintress?
Max, I wanted to remind you that I almost got kidnapped.
Okay, but you look different now compared to before, so maybe they won't.
Of course.
She
Hey,
looks
Carrie?
more demonic.
We're not gonna
Something
let.
I learned? Once you
You
go
know
there,
things?
you can see the next person, the first person you see, you're like, you're the king, and then you can walk away.
Oh, I know how he can fix them from
That's called
recognizing you.
delegation of duty.
Responsibility.
I learned that.
Delegation.
Carrion.
What's about bells?
I know
Hi,
exactly
Max.
how we can, prevent
Get you
people
out
from
of this.
recognizing you. As my hand glows with polymorph at the ready.
Well, no, that lasts for
Don't
like a
you dare
minute.
touch her. I
No.
saw what you did
Or-
to that
or-
armadillo.
It's
Or
I don't
you
have
just
like
let
my
her
spell
wear your
slots, but you
mask.
know. What was that?
You let her wear your mask.
No, he needs
But
that.
didn't we confirm that doesn't work for others?
No, they have to attune to it.
Oh, yeah, you could use my mask.
You need that.
I could probably make something in
I don't
a while.
need my mask. I just need my humanity is all.
But you're a skeleton.
I am a skeleton. But it's a lot more complicated, and you being drunk
We
doesn't
can
help.
get some meat and tie it to your bones.
Oh, we could.
I'm gonna help you. Don't worry, you'll be okay.
And
Good
then we
pat,
get
Max,
the
on the
hide
shoulder. Be
and
like-
tie the hide to the meat.
Thanks. Wintress, I want a hug.
Come here, big love.
So we have good news. We procured a horse
And carriage.
and a carriage to match. I'm sure you do. I'm sure I was expecting Wintress to be very ecstatic at the thought of a horse.
I've asked.
Sure, okay.
I don't think we're going to be allowed to eat the horse.
No, we pet the horse.
Yes, we pet the horse, we ride the horse. It takes us to safety and out of the desert is what we do. Also,
So
Got a name?
horse is a really good survival food, though?
Yeah.
but we have plenty of food.
But does it have a name?
Yes, it's going to be called Highwind.
If it doesn't have a name, it will be Highwind. Maybe it already has a name. Lunch has been shot down for a name.
I want a horse named Murder.
What about Bob?
What about Bob?
I don't
No,
know.
no,
one
that is
knows.
a noble enough name for a steed.
No one wants to worry about Bob.
I love Murder.
I'm a big fan of Ginkor. Thank you very much.
Well, you guys would have had priority to name it had you come along with us instead of getting drunk and wasted.
But I don't want to be there anymore.
I wanted to forget about what we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
same.
reminded me of the death of my mother, so it's not great.
It reminded me of my creation.
Carrie gave
Oh,
me.
It reminded me of the frailty of mortality.
You're not
You're not
mortal, you're a skeleton.
I was mortal.
And he could still die. Probably.
He's probably the last one of us that's gonna die.
You can undie.
Probably.
It depends on the cause of death.
I think I'll be first, probably. Or Kaz.
No, it's true. I'm
No,
gonna.
Kaz is gonna die first.
Oh yeah, I'm
Or
100%.
Kaz
I mean,
forever.
We'll be first if we keep walking into traps.
At least his living body will die first.
Kaz's spirit will live on longer than all of us.
Okay,
Yeah.
look. No more talk about death, alright?
No,
We've
you're all-
seen
His
enough today.
mind might live on in a new body.
Yeah, you motherfuckers gonna need to get an exorcist to get rid of me.
I don't think I'm qualified for that.
Well, then I'm sticking
I
around.
know Radiant is, right?
Yeah, is it Radiant? Can you help with that?
Yeah, Radiant, if I become a malignant spirit, are you able to exorcise me?
Probably not.
Alright, I'm stuck with you fuckers.
I
What
mean,
if-
I could probably
What if-
find an
what if-
angel that could. That's not my area of expertise. Exorcism.
What if we separate? Who would you haunt?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Can you help me?
Yeah, I'd probably haunt you.
Yay.
I'd
In
like,
your library.
oh man, I would like put together the airship that I want from beyond the grave using like fucking Patrick Swayze ghost magic.
Is he gonna be your? Who's your
Patrick
Whoopi?
Swayze was this asshole that I knew on the ship who has like it was like a necromancer and had ghost magic. Don't worry about it.
Who's your
Okay.
Whoopi Goldberg though?
Who?
Who? You're
I haven't
making me confused and it's making me more sad.
It's okay. I'm just glad. Huh?
Huh?
Why don't we get some rest? I think it's been a long day.
I want more alcohol. Do we have more alcohol?
I think you've had enough.
No.
You're the one with the bottles of spicy juice.
I only had enough for me and you. But
Try
I
to
had
save
two
some of
for
that. We can sell it.
But we didn't touch the other crate.
Oh, we didn't? Huh.
We have a whole nother crate.
Part of me was half anticipating you to get into the crate.
No,
Thank
that
goodness I was wrong.
I just drank my bottle that I took earlier.
I still have my bottle, but I was being polite and I was going to wait until the rest of the group was together.
We all had a bottle from this, right?
I had like 3.
If you wrote it down.
I can't remember if I...
I don't think you
Maxwell.
took any because you don't drink.
You can't drink.
Yeah.
I'll
Could've
keep
sold it.
Drinking with you.
Well, we have a
Yes.
crate of wine for selling.
Actually,
I
no,
want to
have
head to
two
bed.
bottles.
Can I go to
I
bed?
still have one.
Yes, you can go rest. I mean, it's
I
the
want-
same exact room because it's the tent that all of you have been staying on because it's the tent related to your wagon.
Okay. Does this count as a long rest?
Yes, you can get a long rest.
Dude, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
I just want my spells back, man.
I'll stay up and drink with cats.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a few drinks. I'm gonna make this wine last a little while. Fuck! We should have tried to see if that merchant had more weed before he got mad at us.
We can get weed other places.
That's true.
Don't
and-
you still have a bunch?
I have like not as much as you think. We've been on a journey for a while.
I still have probably about a quarter of a pound.
I probably have an eighth of a pound.
You started with so much more than me.
Carrie
She's
also
also-
smokes a lot,
She's also larger than you.
That's true.
and also barbarian.
I don't actually know how that affects weed. I don't smoke. It would kill me. But I'll take your word
Same.
for it.
Well, honestly, I'm living vicariously through my character.
It's been a very long time.
Anyway,
sleep.
as you all go to rest, why don't we take our first break here? It's a little early, but it's a perfect time to. So if you need to use the bathroom, get a drink, grab a snack, go ahead and do that, and we'll be back in a little bit to continue as the morning will come and the adventures will continue. Alright, we are returning to the fray. So you'll get the first good night's rest you've had in a long time. You're not sure how these people that are in the caravan do it. You know, like, this is the first rest you've actually been able to, like, just sleep through the night. And it's, actually, like, a little bit before dawn, which you're woken up. You know, granted, you've gotten your long rest in. You kind of slept through a lot of the evening. And it seems that the caravan is packing up at this point in time. You're probably not going to get the full travel you would normally get for your morning travel, but you'll get some hours. as you are beginning to pack up, and of course Manny's packing up the wagon, getting the tent ready, you know, getting everything loaded back up, and all that, you'll notice that there seems to be a group of 6 men kind of fly in on like hawk wings and land towards the head wagon.
Like they're actually winged men, or they're on hawks?
Like they're winged men.
Okay.
It's like the man in charge of your caravan has wings. It's like there are certain members of this group that have wings and others that do not, and you're not sure how it depicts and how it, you know, how it works.
Lineage, probably.
Or like a trial thing that you gotta do.
There could be magic that could give them wings.
Maybe they drink a Red Bull.
Apparently.
Maybe they drink a Red Bull.
Or it does give you wings.
So they claim.
I don't know. I never got wings.
Yeah, I've never had Red Bull.
I've had Red Bull. I didn't get wings.
Maybe you should have had more.
The caravan will once again depart. It continues to be a difficult journey across the desert. The thing is now, it will be a journey that is a little different than the route you were going to take. The route you were going to take would probably have you shadowing the mountains the entire way. This, you seem reliant on the people in front of you, the 6 men and your guide, to take you deep across the desert. There are a lot of winding dunes, traveling across like small river areas, crossing between areas that seem more wastelandy, where the sands kind of part for a little while. The travel is tough, and days will pass.
We still got our boxes though, right?
You still got your boxes.
All right, good.
My sledge is still put together.
Mm-hmm. There were enough room for your boxes in the wagon because your wagon had, you know, used up some of the supplies from it. That was the good news. You know, it's sort of like, because stuff was eaten and used up, there was room for your stuff. Just barely. But you're actually, because it has to be in your wagon, it's a little stuffed because you have the boxes taking up your some of your area. What's up?
I'll probably be in dragon form and sitting up with Manny.
Okay.
To make more room for people.
I mean, that makes a little bit more, but you are not the size of a pile of boxes.
No, but
it's
consider, you know, it's some room, and with how hot it is, it's less body heat too.
Yeah.
I'm small enough to sit on a box.
Assuming that I produce body heat.
Probably
Yes.
in any form, you produce some kind of body heat.
I don't want to go into fucking fantasy biology, but you probably do.
Yeah. It's more tough going. The desert, as you've experienced before, it sucks. It's awful. It's hot. It's tiring. It's exhausting. You're not getting any... You're getting rest, but you're not getting any more decent rest again. You know, it's tough to get that a good night's sleep or a good night's rest at all in the traveling. And you're definitely...
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'd say one other thing, when we were at the village, we probably should have changed out Atula's water.
I mean, they probably wouldn't have let you.
Well, never mind.
She doesn't go to the bathroom in her own water.
Well,
She
no,
can
I
get out.
wasn't thinking that, but it was more of, it's been weeks that she's been stuffed in a barrel.
I
Yeah.
assume you probably just pour some more water in on you when you have some extra. You probably could have added it, because it's probably like just losing water more than like getting.
Yeah. Well,
stuff.
we do have a whole bunch of water skids that we got.
That can help.
Did they have water?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
And if
probably
not,
have some.
And we probably refilled them at the lake with the big old fucking fish.
Yeah. And the fact is, like, you could probably get some water from the well in town. It's probably they just don't want you like emptying a barrel and filling it in town. That's kind of like just getting some simple water skins or maybe a couple buckets. You could probably get away with.
Okay.
Well,
we refresh her water.
You refresh it a little bit. Okay. Well, most of the time she has the barrel fairly covered up, and it's just in there, enjoying it. You know, just being like, I'm cool, it's water, it's sort of hot, ugh. You know, it's you're all suffering from the awfulness of the desert. And Wintress and Hank more than ever, because, you know, mountain walk folks. But, it'll be another 6 days of travel here. But after that 6 days, you can see in the distance a mountain range in front of you. It's coming into view.
Ooh.
The Tonga Mountains. Ms. Manny talking to you, Claude. We're finally making it. This is a tough one, but not the worst trip I've been on.
Any dangers we should know about with the mountains?
Well, I think you're heading to Llanowar, right?
Yes.
We'll probably be parting ways then. Can't really give you much advice. There's a passage a little farther to the west that we're going to be going on. If you want to head quicker to Llanowar, you're going to want to take one that's probably pretty close to straight north from where we are. They're the only 2 passes out of the mountains.
Thank you.
The run,
Appreciate it.
yeah, the one we're taking goes over a few bridges and kind of skirts the coast a little bit more. You could go follow us some more, but I think it's a longer path.
Well, I'll talk to the rest of us and... Well,
Yeah, you'd have to ask the caravan master too. I think they're and the merchant, Mr. Chumbin. I think he's thinking you're leaving us when we get to this area here. Departing soon.
Right. Well, we appreciate all that you've done for us.
Yeah, sure. We're nice folks to travel with. It's going to be a quiet journey until you guys decided to pop in. Wasn't thinking we were going to get any guests.
Well, it's been interesting. And hot.
Always hot around here. Glad to get back home, that's for sure.
I can understand that.
Alright, what do you want to say to the others? They're back. You can kind of like easily kind of squeeze back into the like the wagon back area, under the cover.
Yeah. So we need to make a decision, apparently.
Huh?
Okay.
Yes. We're basically probably when we next rest, we have to decide if we're parting ways and taking the shorter travel route to Llanowar, or if we stick with the caravan longer and take a longer way around.
Which one's safer?
He didn't know much about the path to Llanowar.
I can probably tell you a few things myself. You know the usual. Llanowar tends to be a relatively safe forest. There are some dangers there that we might have to deal with. But I'm thinking that departing sooner would be easier to get to where we're heading. To the elfhame that we are going to.
Well, Nim, we are technically under your employ, so, I mean, if you think we should take the shorter route, then we'll take the shorter route.
Again, I don't have a time period to me, exactly, so getting a little bit
I
of...
want out of this desert.
Yeah. There's that too. Which is a fair point.
Yes, they would be going more up the coastline.
We spent so much time in and around the ocean. Now, I'm all for staying in and around the ocean. I'm a sailor. But I'd understand if that's not really how others are feeling.
I am indifferent, and I want to be mindful of the weather conditions for our party members, so I am flexible with this.
I wouldn't mind taking the shorter route. getting to where we were going and being able to relax, hopefully, for a little while.
It would be nice to say hi to my parents for the first time in a few years, too.
If we take the shorter route, friends, are we still going to be able to bring our treasures with us?
Didn't you say we were getting a horse and carriage?
Yes,
Oh.
we are.
I forgot we had that. Let's do it.
So then when we next stop, we should talk to the merchant and see if that's an agreeable time.
It would be easier for them if they had less people. I just want to get me out of here.
Although Manny did say he was happy to have the company that instead of being such a quiet journey.
He'll get more company. Someone who actually likes it.
And, isn't prone to danger like we are.
And scorpions.
And scorpion. Well, that was just the one time. And we got better at not being attacked by
And
scorpions.
giant sand dragons.
He was
That's-
chill though.
He did fucking prank us, but it was a good prank.
Good prank.
I wasn't there, but he said it was cool, so I guess it was cool.
It was a good prank. If I was a giant dragon, I'd probably prank people like that all the time.
And hopefully no more bandits. For at least a while.
I don't know. Bandits have good loot.
And they're sometimes fun to fight.
That was a very hot fight.
Well, once we get into the mountains, maybe it'll be cooler fight.
Oh, that's true.
Then again, maybe we'll find things that want to eat us much more, so there's that.
Well,
So we eat them first.
once you get to the resting spot, which it seems as though you kind of get into an area where it kind of returns more from... It begins to be less of like the roaming desert that you've been dealing with, and more back to this kind of scrublands that you first encountered when you hit the desert at the base of the mountains. It seems a little drier than in the south where you were, but it still has a little bit of that scrublandiness getting towards these northern mountains. When you finally set up for the last campsite, Manny will go to you and be like, I think you're probably going to have to talk to people about parting ways with us. Your path is going to be farther north, and we're going to be turning west now that we're out. I think the folks from the area are going to be heading back home, since we're out of the most dangerous parts. We don't need escorts in this area. Not much tends to happen here at the base of the mountains, and it's getting to be out of their territory.
True. All right.
Well, maybe Max and Kaz, you guys seem to have a a dialogue already going with the merchant.
Yes. Max, would you like to accompany me and we go pick up the carriage that we've been promised and the horse that we might be naming and or
Let
eating?
us do just that.
Okay.
I'll start unloading our stuff off this wagon.
What if we just keep this wagon? What if we just convince them to just give us just this particular wagon? And maybe Manny.
Then we can wait.
Are we taking a person? Are we stealing a man?
Oh,
Wouldn't say that.
I'm down with kidnapping someone. I haven't done that before.
Manny wants to go home.
Yeah, let's not keep Manny.
The next time you get up a kidnapping plot, I want to be a part of it. Okay?
Sure, Winterus. Next time we're planning on doing a kidnapping, I'll be sure to let you know.
Thanks. Carrie, they said they'll let me kidnap someone.
Although, to be fair, Max was the one who's apparently the expert in letting people get kidnapped.
I thought that joke was dead, Catherine.
That joke will never die.
Oh, no, it's far from dead, but also, Goodberry, we're not kidnapping anyone
Not
unless it's for their own
yet.
good. Unless it's for their own good, we're never going to kidnap someone.
Not yet. We might have to do it one day. No, you never know where life takes you. We might need some money. I'm sure some
We'll worry
people-
about that
We
later.
will revisit this argument later.
I'm down with kidnapping people and giving them to people who will give us money.
But if they're an adult, shouldn't it be an adult mapping?
No.
And that's just me on the weekends.
I do like kidnapping once in a while.
So, you guys are going to go talk to the merchant?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. He'll greet you and be like, "Ah, yes, hello. Good to see you. What's up? What can I do for you?"
We are going to be
ready to
parting.
get that horse.
Yeah, parting ways.
Ah, yes, yes.
We figured
Excellent.
if it makes things easier, we could just keep the same carriage. That way, we don't worry about loading and unloading.
I'm sure that carriage would be fine. I've already chosen a horse for you. Here. Let's see, which one was it? Ah, this one. Yeah. This is Donoma. She's a very good horse. Congratulations. Enjoy.
I want to inspect this horse. I want to make sure we're not getting like a bad horse. I am going to lick. I am going to look this gift horse in the mouth.
You could give me medicine, nature, or animal handling, or all of them to like kind of
It's an
assess them.
animal handling stat?
There's
Yeah,
animal
it's
handling.
wisdom
Yes.
Man, that like never comes into play.
Yeah.
Unless
I'm
you're a
gonna do-
druid.
I'm gonna do
Sure.
nature because it's
Oh,
the one that I'm.
Okay. The horse looks fine.
Okay.
It looks to be a mature horse, whether that you can't tell the exact age of, but definitely like, adult. Looks to be mostly in good condition. It looks,
Alright.
you don't see anything that stands out that's not horse.
Is it a mare or a stud?
It is a mare.
I pat Denoma on the head and kind of like, try to give it like a little hug.
It eats you.
Ma and Noma.
Does it like that or no?
It goes along with it. It's a good horse. Not it seems to be violent.
That's good. I thought it would be scared of me because I don't know if it perceived me as evil with the skeleton thing.
Are we horse napping?
No, we're
horse.
being gifted a horse.
Yes.
Oh,
So don't look in its mouth.
I already did that.
All right. Let's carry forth then.
About me?
Ah.
I'm going to sally forth.
All right, you'll return with the horse. Manny, of course, will part ways as you'll have the cart that you're in. A couple of things will be taken away as they'll seemingly move things over to other places, and Manny and his horse will be basically his horse will be that he's been using will be taken to wherever Denoma came from, and Manny will just join with another cart.
I'll shake Manny's hand goodbye.
As you're kind of also like leaving, the merchant will come up and be like, "The tent is yours if you wish for it, or we can take it with us. Your choice."
I mean, it's a free tent.
I
take
mean,
10.
why wouldn't we take the tent?
Yeah, free tent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Well, it was very good for you to travel. Thank you for all your assistance, and goodbye.
Safe travels.
Can
Take
I
care.
see if the horse likes me?
The horse is good-natured. It's a fine horse. It's well trained.
I give it lots of neck bites.
Only the neck.
No, you gotta scratch behind the ears a little bit. Gotta scratch into the chin.
No, it's like when you have an old dog, you don't give it pets, you just slap it on its butt every so often and say you're a good horse.
Do not slap the horse on the butt.
No,
It is a horse.
it'll run.
No, that's why I said neck. I am waitress. I'm not a dummy. I do not know how a horse works. Yes.
Okay.
Who's good at handling that horse?
Yeah, who's got animal handling?
I don't got that. That's like a wisdom thing, isn't it?
I got a 0 animal handling.
I got 1.
Wouldn't Wintress be good at this?
Wintress, handle the horse.
She actually has the best bonus.
I mean, the horse just isn't gonna have it. Anyway.
The horse is just done. It's gone. It's long gone.
Alright, so we don't have a horse.
No, the horse is still there. It just doesn't want to move. You got it like hooked up and stuff, and it's just like, Nim will kind of come to you. Before we leave,
Damn
we
it,
we should probably discuss our plans for heading towards Llanowar.
Sure, what do you have in mind?
Well, we're trying to get to Kelfhame. That's the elfhame that we're aiming towards. But that's towards the center, the center to the north parts of Llanowar. We can either go directly into the forest, which may and may not have its own dangers, heading to the heart of Llanowar. We'll have to deal with the local tree folk. That could probably go all right. Or the...
Are there roads in the forest?
Unfortunately, no.
We have a cart.
There are some there are some places that the cart could perhaps travel, but you need someone like me to lead the way. At least you have to know the trails. They're not exactly roads; they're trails. Exactly. Now, we can either, as I said, go directly in, or we could head in through one of the other elfhames, which mixture of whether they'll be very friendly. Raishil would be one of the more direct routes, but Raishil, they are little, they don't meet many outsiders. On the other hand, we could head in through Ruadach. The good news about Ruadach is at the edge of the forest, in the east. They deal with a lot of outsiders. They're probably the most liberal of all the elfhames. Unfortunately, it's a little out of the way.
Okay. There's a lot of options, it seems.
3 main options. I could find some of the trails leading in, if we're heading directly into it. We just might have to worry about fording a few of the rivers regardless, though. We're going to have to cross the Celandine River regardless.
Okay. I think... Honestly, I have no idea. I'm fine either way. It might be a good idea to go to the place to the east so we can sell off some of our cargo. That.
Maybe the elves that deal with people more often would be the best route, even though it's a little further. We could probably, 1, sell off stuff there, 2, have an easier time to deal with them.
I heard selling.
That's
I'm
just
flexible. I do want to get rid of these items so we're not lugging them around for an eternity.
I don't know, you're normally very rigid.
This guy.
All your minions.
Well, that's good news. So, I think we lost a Wintress.
Yeah, we did lose a Wintress.
I think Wintress passed out from heat exhaustion again.
Oh no.
We're so close to exiting the desert.
You were so close, and then everything died. I'm fine.
She got caught all over the scrubs.
Only you are messed up, Joe.
I messed up?
Yeah, you're the only one that's messed
On
up.
the screen.
On the screen. It'll be fine. You can be in 2 screens at once.
I'm
all right.
half. Oh, I'm half Wintress.
So what's your plan then? You're gonna have to cross the Tonga Mountains and go across a field regardless. Then, if you head west, you're gonna have to, and you're going to have to cross the Forest River at some point in time. Sorry.
I'm now
Back.
again.
Welcome back.
Storm.
Oh no,
Just spaced out for a few minutes. It's fine.
I gotta make sure. Yeah, so like, there are 3 main rivers in Llanowar. You're going to have to deal with the Forest River at very least. If you head, just giving you some basic information, the Forest River is the one that kind of separates out the, you've got the mountain range, you're going to have some like grassland type of areas, like opening areas, where there are a few small settlements, usually human settlements in that area. It's relatively like open territory and very unaligned. So a little bit more savage. Then you can get, there's a small portion of Llanowar Forest on the other side of the Forest River, but the Forest River is the main border that kind of separates, kind of like going, starting kind of like going from a little east to west and then kind of moving to the south. So it kind of like kind of goes like this, blocking it. So you will have to cross the Forest River. At one of the many settlements of the, there are probably a few bridges across it. If you're looking for the main bridge, there is probably one outside the forest. That will lead you towards the main center part of Llanowar. If you're heading towards the west and towards, that'll either be heading towards the Ruahach, or just heading straight into the heart of Llanowar. We'll go that way. If you're heading north, you're either gonna, you can also just ford the river. That'll touch you to the center. Or again, if you're taking towards the Ruadach, you're gonna have to go east. So you're gonna have to go back east a little bit, and then worry about the Forest River.
Mr. GM, maybe you should switch us back to the world map,
Sorry.
or the yeah, the map in the area.
Yeah, there you go. Domains.
Yay.
So, I went to it. Let me switch you guys to it.
Yes.
Because you're in the desert right now. I forgot you were in the desert.
Thank
You're
you.
in the desert.
There you go.
Now we're
yeah.
not.
Let's, let me zoom in here towards Llanowar and ping things. Okay, so, I think it's control ping brings everybody to where I am, right?
Yep.
So if you zoom in, as you can see, down here in the basin where all the rivers of Llanowar go into the water down here, that's the Forest Basin. The Forest River is this one here that kind of goes this way across. There is the Celandine River and the Moen River. Whoops, I'm not in the right place here. Moen over there, Celandine is the one that goes north here. So, the Ruadach have a number of settlements along this river here. Small city-states. Oh, thank you, Shift. Thank you, Lightning.
Oh, man.
The Ruahach have their settlements kind of more over in this area, while the heart of Llanowar is kind of like in here, and the one you're going to, the Kelfe, is towards this north part here. Let me just check something.
Now the ones that deal with the humans more, or people more in general.
Yeah, the Ruadach, they have stuff like along this area here mostly.
Okay. So they're in that area there.
Yes.
Okay, well that's probably where we should head.
Yeah, it's a little out of the way, but you know.
Yeah, I mean it's not horribly out of the way, but it's probably a good place to trade off our excess stuff.
Are these my mountain ranges?
Which one? That you're within that mountain range. You're close.
Okay,
you're
good.
more in this area here towards Hurloon, not in Ironclaw.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Ironclaw is more
Ooh,
dangerous
winter
as
cousin
there.
Andy.
Ironclaw has still some leftover orc clans that live in that area. You're more towards the Hurloon Mountains, so you actually know of the Minotaurs of the Hurloons. You probably don't. You probably never met any of them, but you know that some of your people do have trades with them. They are actually a relatively peaceful and friendly Minotaur-speaking group. The Hurloon Minotaurs.
As long as there's no Chork bones.
I don't know. There haven't been any shorts. Ever. They don't exist. Sorry. What's your plan? Which you wanted to go towards the Ruadach?
Yeah, probably the best trading opportunity.
I like trading.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I'm kind of indifferent.
We'll probably want to head for Scoria then. Scoria will be the best place to get trade in out of all the city-states under Ruadach. You have to think of each of the elfhames as not a location, as a small kingdom within the Llanowar elves. There are 7 of us. I'm descendant of the Celtic.
And then how are you with horses?
Fine, just fine. Why?
No, it's better than me.
None of us have a lot of experience driving a wagon.
He's gonna make a roll.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. He seems fine getting it to, like, be cooperative, but he's then gonna say, like, I don't have any experience driving a wagon.
So none of us do.
Can I drive the wagon? I want to drive the wagon.
Somehow I feel we're going to go off a cliff if she does that.
Hey, no, you use
You'd be
rope,
surprised.
right?
You're still technically in the desert. You're just near the edge of the desert. In like, if I'm with where you're on the map, I ping the mountain range down here is where you're at. Let me show the map again for people. They're like right here at the edge of these mountain ranges, the Tonga Mountains.
Because we use ropes to guide the wagon. I want to.
Why is there
Alright,
fire in the
Ventress,
desert? Did
just
I put fire
keep
in the
us
desert
safe.
randomly?
You did.
I think that was our location or something.
No, that was to show how hot it was.
Ah.
Fire desert.
Mhm.
You do have the best experience with your grappling hook, so maybe you are cut out for this.
Listen, you'd be surprised to what Ventress can do. I'm still shocked.
Have you seen her drive a wagon?
No, but I have seen her burn down an entire village, and given that I'm the fire one, kind of shocking.
That is somewhat impressive, I'll admit.
Just try to go slow-ish if you can, Wintress.
What do I roll for wagon driving?
I'll let you know if you have to draw. Roll. So.
So I'm just able to do it. Let's go.
Okay. So. It'll be a tough journey heading into the mountains. The mountains themselves are rough going, but there does seem to be an actual, like, trail through them, at very least, coming in from the desert. One that was fortunately pointed out to you by the caravan. The fact is, if you didn't know the general area it was, it actually might have been a little difficult to find. You know, you knew what you were looking for. You were given instructions. If you didn't, it looks like it could have just been any other, like, area where it's reasonable traveling for a bit. Eventually, though, it will end up being an actual sort of trail. You begin to definitely feel the difference in weather. The heat goes away, and it becomes much cooler. As soon as you kind of move into the Alps, it becomes windy. It becomes easy to travel at a normal pace then.
It's my home habitat.
Yeah.
I'm in my own biome.
The Tonga Mountains are not the highest mountains. They're a pretty loose mountain range. At least this area that separates out the fields from the desert itself. So it's pretty easy going. You think of it like just like a very small set of mountains where you're kind of like moving in little valley areas following this trail, where you're getting into more lushness and greenness. It takes you a couple of days to travel through the trail. You're not used to moving a cart, so you probably don't go as fast. And there's some issues just with, like, also getting a hold of the animal and things like that and getting used to it. But eventually, though, you'll start seeing that you're going to be heading outside into a basically kind of like scrubland. It's going to be a little drier at first, I'm going to say. Kind of like, think of a little bit like savanna as you're getting off of the mountains.
Do I make a right here or a left?
Can we pull out a map?
Nim?
Forward.
We're probably going to want to head fairly straight north. Where we're heading for is technically on the Celandine River. We're going to be... It's close to where the Falls River and the Celandine River meet. Scoring is. There should be a bridge in that area we should be able to cross. Fortunately, because of, friendliness with trade partners.
Ah, good. No fording.
We shouldn't have to ford the river. I mean, we're going to have to turn to a little bit to the west, technically, or east, technically, to get to the bridge. But other than that...
I think the bridge is a safer idea than trying to ford.
Sure, that's a fair point.
I'm scared of
I'm
the woods.
coming to the bridge, drive us to the bridge.
The scrubland seems relatively peaceful, especially in comparison to, like, everything you've had recently. Granted, like, there are a couple of creatures out here that seem a little dangerous. Large, antelope-type creatures. Some form of big cat, which seems to be hunting them.
Okay. I'm up for big cat hunting antelope. I think that is badass.
Mm-hmm. The one evening, you hear, like, howls of some kind of canine pack, but nothing seems to come and bother you, and your fire. After about another 4 days' journey, you can see that you're getting in the distance, kind of like rising on the horizon. You look and see an area of more trees. Nim will instruct you that you're actually going to be going through some of the forest to get to the bridge you're looking for. This is a little bit of the forest that's on the southern side of the Forest River. It's not a huge portion of the forest. Yeah, you can see that on the map. There's a little bit of the forest on the southern side of the Forest River. Says you're on the map now. I'll just throw that up for people at home that can see it. This forest down here. Just to quickly hit the map there before going back to other things that I can't change pages if I'm on the map. Llanowar Forest is massive. Like, you can tell even in here, the trees are tall. Like, these are, like, these trees seem younger, and even then, they stretch up at least 100 feet tall.
Are we talking like redwood style big trees?
Yes. Even more insane than that. Like, think of, like, trees that are, like, not just tall, but, like, wide, too. Massive ones. Where you're climbing around on roots.
Alright. I can dig it. I love the aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting to see some really, really big moose that's going to just walk by.
Giant squirrels.
Many of the elfhames are built into the trees. That's why, too.
Badass.
Mm-hmm. I will agree with Lightning. Star Wars Wookiee Planet. Yes.
Kashyyyk.
Yes. Very Kashyyyk. Thank you for knowing that. I only know it from one video game.
Lego Star Wars.
No.
Oh.
How about the horrible Christmas special? It takes place there.
Excuse you, Life Day is a very important holiday.
B. Arthur runs a cantina.
Yes, B. Arthur runs a cantina. Anyway, so, the travel through the forest is a little difficult, but as Nim said before, he seems to have a good idea of how things work. You know, the unfortunate thing is, yes, you didn't encounter any human settlements on your travel to the forest, but you knew they were in the area, in certain places, you know. Probably people that lived more in the scrublands around here, a lot more tribal, you know, simple human civilizations. Not that there probably aren't some more larger villages and stuff that might trade with the elves. You just didn't encounter them. You didn't get close to the river until now. So you're led through, like, the dense underbrush, kind of around the forests, on trails that you didn't even think that you could get along with your wagon. But with Nim's guidance, you managed to find your way. There's a couple of scratches in the canopy that happen here and there just from extra branches. Nothing that couldn't be repaired.
Yeah, I just used mending and fixed that shit.
You're just like, God damn it. You're just like quickly mending it, you know, using magic to, like, you know, effectively sew it back together as like a branch scrapes into something.
Clambering over boxes.
Mm-hmm. Soon, though, you will come across like a kind of opening leading to the large river. This is, of course, the Forest River. You can see that there is a kind of like elaborate wooden bridge. The bridge itself actually doesn't go much higher than the Forest River. It actually almost is like skating the surface of it, it seems. And seems to be built into the natural kind of wetland area. It's very interesting because it looks as though the bridge itself also... It's interesting because like portions of it almost have like the river moving through it. Almost as if it's like a half-made dam in some areas.
Fancy.
I wonder what happens when the runoff from the mountains come and flood the river.
Build.
The river,
It's possible. Maybe the bridge isn't like always secured at the bottom, so it floats.
the bridge itself is just covered over. Why do you think it's so deep into the river? It's made to be in the rushing waters. When the floods come, it just is covered.
So the bridge only works certain times.
Indeed.
That sucks.
Well, most of the time when there's exact runoff, it's only for a few weeks at a time that the worst parts come. And then, of course, most times barges can travel over top of it. The trees of Llanowar oftentimes keep the waters down themselves, absorbing the water. There isn't much flooding in the forest around.
Makes sense.
That's a lot of water.
Those are big trees. I'm sure they get thirsty.
Like you do.
I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the rest of this,
It's true.
other than the skeleton.
Listen.
The only thing I warn
Well,
you of
you don't get
is...
thirsty.
The only thing I will warn you of is you have to be careful around many places that we'll go to. These are young elves. Many of them are still... headstrong.
They're not gonna mug us, are they?
Probably not. But you see that after everything happened with the invasion, a lot of folks died here, even in Llanowar. The forest has rejuvenated since everything happened, even the time rifts, but all the casualties that happened over the years, all the losses, mostly elders. So the majority of our people are now on the younger side. Of course, that younger for an elf is an old man for a human, so...
So they're still all boomers. I got you.
I'm interested. I don't want to know what a boomer is.
I read your stories, Carrie. You might not think I do, but I care about it.
They go boom.
I think I'm technically a boomer then. I make things go boom.
You do make things go boom, that is true. Which is no sort of in any of my books.
I made a city go boom once.
You did, and I really hope we never have to go back there.
getting close.
You'll cross the bridge and head deep into the forest again. Seemingly on some kind of trail, but again, it's very hard to figure out a way where you're going. It's very often trying to, like, figure out these paths, which, again, like, Nim is very skilled at finding his way through here.
That's why we're happy we have a Nim.
Yep. You probably wouldn't have wanted to come here without him.
I'm. No.
It doesn't take long for, like, the trees themselves just massive. Like, very easily, like, you just find, like, there are these giant trees which spread who knows how far into it. And you're, like, winding in amongst the roots. Llanowar is impressive of a forest. None of you have probably seen anything like this. Trees that stretch up hundreds of feet. And, like, could have entire, like, cities in them, and you wouldn't even notice it.
These are some big ones.
It's true. These are very interesting trees. Definitely haven't seen anything like this before.
We see them from a distance.
Oh, and I'm in my female elf form.
Okay. It will take you probably actually a few days of journey. The nights in Llanowar are relatively peaceful, but Nim will also warn you, probably not best to light fires, as it might attract unwanted attention. Just to keep to the shadows, and to find little places to hide. I'm gonna roll a couple of d20s to see how well he finds places to stay. He finds a couple decent places to stay, hidden off the path. There are times and places for fires, and unfortunately, how we're traveling, it's probably best not to.
Understandable.
The next day, you'll travel again a little farther on, as you kind of like, similar to when you were traveling to the edge of the water or the edge of the forest, how the trees get a little smaller still, like it becomes a little like easier to travel in amongst it. You can tell that you're heading out closer to a river, out of the more primeval parts of Llanowar. And you can hear the water rushing. And that's when you get a view of your first elven city, of Scori itself. The Celadine River, you can see there's a series of 4 bridges that seem to cross it. On the other side of the river is a massive city that seems to be built into the trees itself, with all kinds of strange structures and stuff extending into the canopy and amongst them. In amongst down at the bottom are small like buildings and stuff even too. So there's buildings in amongst the trees with trees coming up through them, and buildings at the top of them. And sitting in the middle of the lake itself is a massive floating palace.
Oh, that's cool.
The water temple. I'll stop with the Zelda jokes.
I appreciate that shit.
You can see that the palace itself seems alive. There are branches growing out of it with green, out of the building itself.
Oh, that's super. Carrie, that's cool.
Oh, at least I guess the house grows with you.
Mm-hmm. As you kind of emerge
to foreign entities.
As you kind of emerge into this area where you can see there's a couple of structures on this side of the river, a group of elves, spears drawn on the backs of massive reptilian beasts, will kind of approach you.
Again with the fucking giant reptiles. We never go somewhere where there aren't giant fucking lizards.
These technically aren't lizards.
Yeah, well, dragons aren't either.
You can make a nature check to see if you can identify what these are.
I will. I will fail it, but I will make the check.
No, me
Same.
too.
I want to do it too. Oh,
It's all-
18. Let's go.
Let's all practice herpetology.
Okay.
Lindsay, you have like the best modifier too.
So, Maxwell, Maxwell, and especially Kazarin will know what they are. They are Kavu.
What?
Kavu are mutant reptiles with low square heads, jaws, and either 4 or 6 legs.
Yikes.
What if a 4-legged one into a 6-legged one?
They range in size from that of a large dog to that of an elephant.
What the heck?
Fucking
That's
A.
pretty massive.
They're nimble on land and trees. Yeah.
How
they're
hostile are these?
They are oftentimes kept as,
They're domesticated.
they're domesticated in some areas. Technically, these things don't seem domesticated. It just seems as though they're... if you threw a picture up in chat of them, then that might be what they look like.
Damn, that thing's scary looking.
Badass.
It was an alpha Kabu, technically. Yeah.
That's just one type of Kavu. Yeah. There are a lot of different types.
Sick.
Yeah. Yep, and elves like using them because, again, like, you know, they are natives to Llanowar. Well, there are Kavu that appear in other parts of the world, but the Llanowar ones are some of the more fierce ones.
Holy shit.
I put my hands like up, like as to not, you know, want to seem hostile.
Put your
And I look at everyone. I'm like,
who speaks Elven amongst your group?
None of us.
I speak...
I'd be Nim.
Oh no, I speak Sylvan. Which one's Elven, isn't it?
I do.
Yeah, we both speak Elvish.
What? Okay.
We taught each other
Yeah.
some language.
I speak it.
I speak Gerblin.
I do not speak this language.
Hello.
What are you guys gonna
Nim
say
will
to
kind of
them?
hold up his hands and he'll start speaking. I am Nim Festina of Calfe, traveler, explorer. I have come on merely business of journey with these. They are both merchants and traveling companions. We seek to return to my home, and we seek peace. They have been friends that have accompanied me over great distances. Helston, we know of your name. Echelons speak of it, the same as they speak of Ferelise. As you, an elder of Llanowar. It's been some time since you've returned. If you are truly in our city, and you are truly here for peace, Trina would wish to see you. I'm sorry, no, not Trina. Queen Eleanor wishes to see you.
And we don't well, some of us don't understand this, right?
Yeah. Only 3 of you know how to... Or actually, no. Technically, I think 4 of you speak Elven.
I know it, Carrion knows it, Wintress knows it.
Does Radiant know it? Or is she not with us?
Radiant's there, and she technically speaks all languages.
Ah, of course.
Because Angel has a permanent tongues effect.
That's super cool.
Also
Fish lady,
telekinesis.
Fish lady has no idea what's going on.
She's
not in the
been
barrel
out of the
still, is
barrel.
she?
Yeah, she's out of the barrel, and she's been using her fins to feet, like Warlock invocation, to be like, I can walk around.
That's cute. I was wondering what was going on with her.
Thank you, great powerful moon maiden that I worship and gain powers from.
Hey, Kitty,
Yeah, Cass.
tell them I think the Kavu are badass.
The small red one says y'all are cool.
Red?
More means the lizard things.
The Kavu.
Goblin.
Excuse me?
Cat, we're being racist towards you.
Oh,
He said goblin. Just saying.
fucking shit heels. All right. Fuck. Damn. I was trying to pay them a fucking compliment.
I mean, like, even like Wintress knows that the Ironclaw Mountains are filled with orcs and goblins who are very hostile to everybody. They're like,
You know?
you're a Shivan goblin. You have actually gained what's a level of like civilization. Your Ironclaw Mountain cousins are like, murder everybody. We're D&D goblins. That's
Of course.
That's who the Llanowar deal with. Most
Like,
of the
I'm a
time.
goblin, they're a gerblin.
Yeah.
Gerblin.
Hey, Gibrin! You're
Like a
gonna come
knockoff
and
version.
you're gonna come and take your elven land, and you're gonna take all your forest and trees and burn them down, Gibrins.
But do they look different, the two types of goblins?
Probably slightly, but like
Like, I'm wearing clothes.
you are
Like, I
wearing
got, like,
clothes.
I have like a nice coat and a hat.
Do you have a
like
feather
this
in your hat?
mechanical thing flying around.
There's not a feather in my hat. There is a small dragon flying around.
Also, again, like you're probably
And
gonna
we have a
get
bird.
Yeah, you have a bird. Also, you're gonna get a huge amount of rhesuses in Llanowar. You have been told they are horribly xenophobic. Horribly xenophobic.
Oh.
Yeah,
These
we
are
get-
probably
we
the
get
nicer
considered
ones.
These are the nicer ones because they accept that, like, you know why they're nicer? For a couple of reasons. One, they accept
Trade.
trade, outsiders. Also, they're the only one that accepts elven human marriages.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Not elven
Pinky.
goblin, I'm guessing.
No.
That must be kind of sad marriage-wise, because the human doesn't live very long in that, by comparison.
Yeah. And half-elves tend to be very rare that they actually are born. They are born. There are a few, but it's unlike in like D&D where you're like, oh, half-elves are born all the time. No, it's a rare birth for an elf and humans to have one in Dominaria.
That's cool lore, actually.
Yeah. There are a few that are technically well-known, and because their elven blood actually keeps them alive, similar to an elf, strangely enough. A little bit more lore for this one. Anyway,
So, yeah.
as long as they're peaceful and merchants, even the goblin is welcome in town. He at least seems to be civilized, unlike many of his kin that we deal with in this area. A lot of you. Be on your best behavior.
Are they speaking in common
No,
now, or
speaking
still
Elven.
Elvish? Still Elvish, okay.
Of
I'm
course.
just gonna do
Is
the
there
whole...
and I look at the party translation, please?
They're just telling us
Do
to stay out of
whatever you
trouble.
want.
He says,
Yeah,
behave
he
yourselves
did
and
this
we're
with
allowed
Llanowar.
in. No
Okay.
reason to
Sorry,
find.
those two words sound
I
the
can do
same.
that.
I kind of
They're-
forgot. which
No,
one
they don't.
I'll try to fucking behave. I
As they're
guess.
going to head on their way, Nim will kind of turn towards you. They've probably been watching us for the last few hours. Seeing what we were doing. Fortunately, we do look like merchants.
But one of us is
We have
like a
goods to
merchant.
sell.
Well, I am a merchant, actually.
That's the good news.
Merchants, in a way.
The rest of us don't really look like that, and we had two elves traveling with them, so I mean, that was the good news. They waited until we at least emerged from the forest before confronting us, rather than threatening us in the forest.
The forests aren't called.
Let's head to the lower city. We should be able to find a place to keep our cart and to find some stay, and then we should go and speak to the queen, I guess. Well, at least I should. I don't know if you want to come along. Your
I would be
option.
interested in talking to the queen.
I would love to talk to a queen.
Sure she won't
Maybe she
execute
can
you
give
on
your
sight?
supporters.
Listen, if she's pretty, it's worth it.
Alright.
Aerie,
Become a
maybe-
queen one day, Harry. So
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
You're
You just
basically destined to
because
become
you
one.
need to get connections.
Wintress is right. This could be your chance to forge an alliance.
How about no? How about
Or
I
burn it
don't?
to the ground preemptively so you don't have to worry about it.
Not burn an entire village / city to the ground
No,
again.
not. I meant the connection, not the city.
Let's not
Trees
burn any
probably
bridges
have
before we get
ears,
there, shall we?
And they might speak
We already
common,
went past
so...
the bridge. We're not going there anymore, Lee. We can burn it. No, we don't.
Who's
We're
Lee?
not burn-
Who the fuck is Lee?
let's not do any of that and go do what Nim said and find a place to push our fucking cart.
I agree. I want to sell these things as soon as we can.
Yes.
There
Definitely.
is a massive set of stairs that seem to be built out of living wood into trees, or series of carts and pulleys and elevators that move between the upper and lower forest. The lower forest is this kind of area that, as I said, there are trees built into houses, or the roads seem to actually just be they're actually paved roads that you'll find in the town, but they kind of wind in ways that kind of naturally flow with the forest itself. And even then, the roads themselves are just these little bricks that oftentimes have sprigs of stuff, flowers and stuff growing in between, which you can see that people just walk around in places where nature goes. It's a massive thing that seems quite interesting to see, the perfect merging of civilization and nature. In fact, the building that you're going to go to seems to be a large inn that's built into the base of a hollow out in the bottom of one of these massive trees, kind of sticking into it. So parts of the walls of the actual building are the inside of the tree. You'll be able to park your wagon there and have a small kind of a stable, which has a number of horses, a couple of havu that seem to be in it, a couple of other strange animals that you're not quite sure what they are, some kind of herd animal, some kind of large fuzzy oxen. But before you head into the inn itself, having dropped your cart off, why don't we take our second break, now that you've arrived in the first of the elfhames in Llanowar in your journey. So, if you need to get up a drink, go to the bathroom, grab a snack or anything like that, go ahead and do it, and we'll be back in a few minutes for our last little bit here. Alright, we're getting back into it for the last half an hour, now that I realize we only have a half an hour late. I fixed my clock on my computer, because apparently it stopped automatically updating, for whatever reason. I don't know why. It should have been doing that. Yay!
Mine does that sometimes after a restart, and I have to turn auto off and on, and it goes back to normal.
Well, it was with the power outage yesterday and the power outage today, probably one of the times it messed with it and had it happen.
Yeah.
It was brief for a power outage today, at least. It was only 10 minutes. But still! Anyway! Yay! So, you find yourselves at this inn. The inn itself is a fairly friendly place. It's a pretty large building with kind of two main stories and a third story is that third and above that lead to rooms. You're not sure exactly how many floors it goes into because it's kind of built into this tree. The first floor down here at the bottom seems to be kind of more a little open tavern place, but rather than have a bar set up, it seems to have a series of tables where drinks are being served at. The second floor, where there are kind of the high top tables, where it seems business is in small long fluted drinks are being served. No hard ales or a lot of hard liquors here. The second floor up seems to be more of a dining area that you can kind of walk up to, and then you've got your as I said, third floor and above for rooms. Nim will get you a couple of rooms. We'll get you some rooms. Everybody can get their own room. But you're free to do what you want then for a while. Nim will kind of I'm going to have to speak with someone in the gods about arranging a time with meeting the queen as soon as possible. Since it seems both using my name is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's tough when you're known for being a very long-lived elf, but it's also great because then at least people recognize you. Not too many elves of my age. At least
I would not think so.
Don't make fun of the guy paying us, Wintris.
You haven't
We've
had
been making fun of him this whole time.
You haven't had any problems with this tribe, right?
No, not directly.
You
Have you-
haven't slept with anyone, right?
I mean, I did have a girlfriend who was a member of this
I
group.
didn't even know that.
Was it the queen?
Oh, no. No.
That's good. Keep single.
I believe so. I don't think she ever married after some of the incidents with her family. Lots of tough things. You know.
Complicated.
Complicated. But I haven't been in the area since before the invasion. I haven't visited this place. So it's hard to say, like, what's been going on. I don't even know if it's... the Queen's... the Queen I recognize, I didn't hear her name when they mentioned it. It's the unfortunate thing. So, seems like someone else has taken over in the family bloodline. Unfortunately.
Can you suggest any good places to do trade?
Sure. He'll give you some suggestions. No, there'll probably be a couple of places. There is a place for the gold leaf merchants. He'll suggest that they're probably one of the better ones. Slightly more honest. They might not give you the best deal, but they won't try to cheat you at least.
Well, seeing as how we paid nothing for these, it's gonna be a good deal.
Who's that?
I'm gonna sleeping room in the night, okay, Gary?
All right, Ventress.
I'm going to sleep in my room.
There are some views of you, but you can see that there are also some like human merchants around the area, things like that. You know, there are a number of humans in this area. You know, there are a number of other races too that seem to be like doing about business. Humans seem to be the majority of them, but like you know, there's a minotaur that's here. You'll see that there is a what looks to be a dwarf is here.
Oh. No goblins?
No goblins.
How different does this Minotaur look like compared to the ones we met?
Normal looking horns. Kind of like whitish fur, normal looking horns, you know? Other than that, but so it's like more like a furred one. Like the ones you had were like smooth skinned, so like, you know, like a smooth, like, or like a short furred bull. You know, like,
right.
like the bulls that you might see like...
Smooth brains.
Yeah.
These are big brains.
This one looks
These
like
are fluffy.
This one has like a little fluff to it, you know, like so it's probably like, you know, for comparison for cows, fluffy cow, rather than, you know, like
It's a fluffy cow.
rather than the bulls that you see like in like rodeos and stuff, where very like short furred, you know.
Yeah, a proper like longhorn with the long fur.
Mm-hmm. Though those red crystal horns, this one's got like actual like horns on its head.
Bone.
I mean,
Is it bone?
yes.
Well, hang on.
Our horns bones.
Well, some of them are keratin.
Probably keratin, I'd say.
Opposed to a bony pork covered with a sheath of keratin.
Probably be more likely keratin, though, I'd say.
Ah, it's both.
Both.
Yes.
It's a core of bone with the layer of keratin.
Literally what I just said.
It is, yes. And I was busy Googling the information you just said.
We literally both Googled the same thing.
Now that useless trivia is out of the way.
You can see it's got like elaborate like facial tattoos also on its face,
Mike Tyson Minotaur.
and etchings
So
on its
they're-
horns.
They're Scottish Minotaurs.
They kind of are.
Scottitar.
Because these are Scottish cows, the fluffy
Yeah,
ones.
the long-haired cows are normally from Scotland.
They're from the Highlands, these minotaurs, so...
Yeah?
Scottish cows. Are you going to give them Scottish accents?
No.
Can you do a Scottish accent?
I can do a Scottish accent. It's very disrespectful to anything that's considered to be Scottish. But I
Do
can
they have
do
it in haggis?
Totally hot. Some great haggis for you there, you little poots.
Call me a poots.
I called you what I was gonna call you, you little poots. You know, get back in the kitchen and get me back to making some haggis.
All right.
There you go. You're welcome. Anyway.
Eddie.
So.
What time of day is it?
Probably about midday. Nim's gonna go, of course, after getting you the rooms, go off in order to, like, you know, arrange a meeting with the authorities as soon as possible.
Trading time?
Who wants to go make some money?
Me.
I'll come with this time.
Ooh,
All right.
perfect. Let's go make some cash.
Should I go? I am a goblin, and apparently these fuckers hate me. Ah, fuck them. I'm coming anyway.
I want you there as support. You can just
I'm
perform your
from
shopping.
near here. They probably don't hate me.
Congrats.
I'm your elf.
Yeah.
Why don't we all go try to sell some our stuff? Because we all.
The thing is,
I want to see if it's true.
you look different than the elves here, though. That's for sure.
You're different.
Yeah.
Still might help a little.
That's true.
I mean, I have two different elf forms.
Mm-hmm.
Both happen to be female.
You're like pale gray skinned in comparison to these elves, which look more like human.
Ooh, wait. Oh, I know what I can do so that they're not racist at me.
Dude, no.
I think. Let me make sure I'm right about this.
Polymorph him into an elf.
Not polymorph. Yeah. Sky Cell.
Okay.
I'll just look like a short human. A very short human. I'm a child.
Oh, God,
Yeah. So Llanowar elves, they're known for certain distinctive things. They they have like white skin paint they have in certain areas, tattoos, goggles, and many of them enjoy mohawks.
I dig
Oh
it.
my God, those are hot.
I'll be your father, Kaz.
You are not a human.
And she is a human.
No, she's a core.
Well,
Yeah, she's a core.
Yeah.
She's perfectly white skinned. Yeah, the Skyshroud elves are known for having pale gray or bluish skin with faint splotches at the side of their faces.
well, if you want to be an elven child, I could be your mother.
I'm fine. You've adopted me. Let's fucking go.
I think literally I'm the closest one to having a human child.
No, we have. Maxwell looks like a human.
Yeah.
Oh, true. You don't have your skeleton skin on.
Ow, my
Currently
side.
I'm not in my human form, but I can put it on.
If anyone asks, we're fucking distantly related or some shit.
Probably want to.
I'll put
Yeah,
the
you
human
probably-
one on
Being our own
reluctantly.
family, Kaz.
We don't know
Right,
how
we-
to react to undead.
Right, I'll be human. All right, let's go to the shop.
Okay. It's less of a shop and more of like a trading company. So it would definitely deal with bulk goods, which is what you're worrying about more, rather than a general store, which may or may not. The Gold Leaf Trading Company has a kind of like area on the river. It's got kind of like a little dock area with its own personal barges, it seems.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there anyone we can talk to?
Sure. You can. There seems to be two buildings here too, because it's actually like built like around a tree. So it's got like a lower area, kind of like in the middle with a tree in the middle, and then it's got like a high area where there's a series of like looks like pulleyed elevators that lead up into.
Cool.
Like, there'll be probably someone like if you come towards like the main door, there'll be someone that'll like will stop and be like, insane Elven, like, can I help you?
We're looking to trade.
Oh, excellent. Is going to kind of take a look over your group. Do you prefer the common tongue, I guess, then?
Most of us, yes.
Excellent. All right. What do you have for us?
We have cases of several fine valuables from the nearby desert. I open up the first one. What's on the first one, actually?
Wine.
Wine.
Excellent. Let me see here. He's going to actually take you aside to a small kind of area out of the area and kind of move you out of the kind of flow of traffic. He's going to get a number of people to bring your crates in too, to kind of escort them into a small room.
Nice.
He's going to actually take one of the bottles of wine. He's going to kind of take a look over it, kind of investigate it for a little bit. Just kind of draw one randomly from the pack. He will then take it over and call for a number of small fluted glasses. He's going to actually then open the one. He's going to pour it in. He's going to take a sniff of it, take a taste, and swirl it around a little bit. He's going to investigate
Sommelier this shit.
Yeah. He'll then re-cork it up, close up the cover. It's a fairly good wine, not the most expensive brand, but not bad, not bad. I definitely could see getting a decent price for that. For the entire case, if you're looking to part ways with this, I could get you probably perhaps approximately 100 gold.
We would be okay with that.
All right. Yep.
Excellent.
Are we selling all? Were we selling all the silks?
We're selling it.
No.
Hold on. I want to get an appraisal because this is the only shop in town, right?
There are other shops, but as Nim says, you're not going to get the best price for everything, but you're probably really most honest and won't try to swindle you, as you guys don't really look like actual merchants. You look like just people that have merchant goods.
Well, one of us looks like
I look like a merchant, no?
You look a little bit like a merchant. You do. You're the only one that looks like an actual merchant. And but again, your outfit is probably very outdated as it's from your time period. You really haven't updated it.
It's it's like a family regalia. So.
Yeah. It's also a couple hundred years and in another plane's distance from being something they would recognize.
Yeah. That seems like a fair offer. I don't suppose we could get a little more, given that we found this in a very unique place with a lot of history behind it. It could be good for a selling point for this wine.
You can make a persuasion check.
I will do just that. Neutral, no advantage?
No advantage, no.
Gotcha. Oh, I did performance. Whoops. Oh, well, I still have a +6 for persuasion, even though I meant to do that. But it's still charisma.
It is the same bonus. You rolled the wrong one. I've done that before.
They're right next to each other. My dyslexic ass couldn't read it.
Fair.
I could probably part with 150 for it.
Ooh, that's about right up my alley. Let's do it.
Excellent. All right then.
How much of the silk do we want to keep?
Let's get an appraisal first, because if these guys are honest, then we're not going to get swoggled later.
Yeah.
So that's 150. We'll just put that in the group tab for now.
Yeah, we can divvy it out later.
Yeah. What about this fine casing of silk?
Let's take a look at here. This so silks. Seems in fine quality. I think I could probably give you... I need to look something up. That's not how you spell things. Ow. silk is expensive, apparently.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Well, we
Lots of
need a
silk.
payday.
Yeah.
We've been 7 months overdue.
Yeah, we've been coasting on the money we got from like the sailing ship at the Minotaur place.
And what we got from the, what we just got too from the,
From 101 Arabian Nights.
yeah.
Can I get one?
1 yard of silk is 10 gold. How much? Okay, I'm gonna look something up. How
hold on.
many?
Did Wintrust actually get the money? I don't know if we split that just amongst the adventuring
No,
party.
we said it. We gave it to. We set everything aside. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5 split. Lindsay, you should have 300 gold on your person.
Let's go. Winters has money to spend on more blue collars.
Wait, hold on. Was it 300? Yeah, it was 300.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was 300.
It's like a lot of gold.
That's why there's 300 still in the pack, because Carrie traded hers to keep stuff.
Ah.
Keep a bunch of gems and some cool jewelry.
Jesus.
So yeah, that you absolutely made bank that one episode. You weren't here for the first half of, Lindsay. Thanks to us, because we wound up adventuring.
And how much are we getting from this?
So far we have
far,
151.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to like haggle us some more.
Is anyone keeping track, or should I keep
Seems
track?
very fair.
I put
quality
it.
stuff,
I put an
good
addendum on
condition.
the group notes.
Let's see here.
Yeah, I haven't saved it yet, but I will. once
I
we're done with
have
this.
a calculator up.
I have a nail file.
Amazing.
And I have a knife.
Matt's just becoming an accountant as we
That's
speak right now.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how many. I had to figure out how long each bolt of cloth was, and how many bolts of cloth are in the case then too. I had to figure that out because I didn't actually say that too. So he'll offer you. I'll be 4,000 for the case.
Yes.
Yeah, I already have my bolts of silk, so
You gotta haggle.
Did-
That's fucking mint.
don't get me.
I look at the guy and I say, 4,000 you say? You have a deal?
Excellent.
We also have 20 gems.
He'll get an appraiser in. Appraiser will take a look
Dude,
at the gems.
I was vouching for that silk that whole time.
Good
Silk
fucking comp.
is 10 gold per yard. A bolt traditionally has like between 40 to 100 yards. I said 50 on a bolt.
Nice.
And then
bolts
10
are
bolts
okay?
to the case.
That's 500.
But he, because it's also of not like, it's not perfect condition, it's not questionable, and it's probably not quite, he gave an estimation of about 4,000 for what you have.
That's fine.
You might have been able to get more, I'm just going to say, but you didn't go for negotiation because it was a lot of money. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
fine.
And Pad, you were keeping the iron bars, right?
I'm keeping
What?
some of them.
Why don't we appraise them and see how much we can get?
Iron bars are not worth a lot.
Building a robot.
Is
I
it
know.
too late to negotiate?
A pound of iron is 1 silver.
Oh, hang on. I got this. So this little like human kid with an eye patch. It's like, oh fuck! I got a shit ton of little like bags of spices. Hang on. He starts digging in a bag and just pulling out a bunch
Well,
of
we
like
got the
saffron.
furs too, didn't we?
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
furs.
Is it too late to haggle for the 4,000?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we already said yes on
Alright,
that.
fine.
I'm not gonna worry about that. It's a fuck ton.
Mhm. I'll try to do it for the furs.
Okay,
mistake.
so you were putting forth the gems. He'll inform you that the combined price of all the gems is about 300 gold pieces. There's a couple of very nice ones, and there's a couple of very cheap ones. And there, you know, there's a bunch of cheap ones, a few very nice ones. Comes to about that much.
Are you haggling that or just taking it?
I'm gonna try.
Um,
Good sir, these gems were taken from a sand wyvern. What was the name of that thing? Sand wyvern?
he's just gonna say that does not matter. Gems are gems. They have a certain value to them, and that's all you can get.
It's point.
Fair enough. We'll take the deal.
Yeah.
But they were from a sand wyvern's den.
Technically, they were from Marauder's Den.
Yes,
right,
would
but he
mine.
doesn't know that.
Okay, so I guess the furs next,
What are the spices?
or the spices.
Let's do spices because it's funnier.
The spices.
Spicy meatball.
This human child with an eye patch just starts unloading up more spices than should fit in his small bag.
Oh. How much weight did I say the spices were?
There's a lot of spice.
It
I
was
just
like
remember it was a crate that we unloaded.
Yes, but I did tell you a weight because you're figuring out for your bag of holding.
yeah. Give me a sec to pull up the total weight for the bag of holding. Current bag of holding weight is at 430, and then if I looked to check my
I
calculation,
swear it was 120 pounds of spices.
yeah, it was something like 120. Let me check the history of my calculations. No, it was not a lot, apparently. It was 70 pounds of spices.
That's still a lot.
That's
Yeah.
Still a lot.
Okay. Pounds. He'll offer you 500 gold pieces for it all.
I don't suppose we can get a little more, given that they're considered an import good.
Go ahead and roll that persuasion.
You don't sound pleased at all. Persuasion. Wait, what did I get?
24.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I can offer you at most. Let's see here. 700 probably.
That's a good fucking deal.
I
yeah,
approve. I
Shit,
approve.
fuck.
I
We're
approve.
over 5,000 now. My thoughts exactly. I guess the furs next.
Furs. Yeah. That's the unfortunate thing. I don't think I've got like fur prices on the trade goods list.
I have never been more happy that I invested in Persuasion until now.
This is
You're
why you
welcome,
get it.
guys.
Fours. What are the first one?
Furs
Um,
and pelts kind of
How
prices.
much did Matt say initially for the spices?
The spices are 300. No,
Wow, so that's like 450 from
No,
rolls
no.
alone.
I thought I said more. So that's at 500.
you might have said more. I hate math, and all numbers
I thought
are
you said
lame.
400.
We're at 5,150 total
Yeah.
on the money right now.
Shit, yeah, dude.
It depends on the animal too.
Yes, I'm looking that up. I'm going for this.
Probably hares, like desert hares.
I'm thinking like a desert fox.
Mm.
Oh no.
Hares and foxes and deer, like musk deer. No, like mule deers.
Is that a thing? What is
Yeah.
that?
Mule deers are this thing that's like normally in like more scrubland deserts.
I did not know that.
Yeah, if you ever go to like Zion National Park in Utah, you
It's
can see them there.
That's cool.
I almost just died.
So, say 100 pounds of furs. That would be. He'll offer you 600 for the furs.
I'd say they just I'd go for it.
We shall accept that. That is a fair
Excellent.
trade.
Okay. Do we want to do any of the arms or armor that we got?
Oh, that's right. We have a
I
lot.
thought we
of them.
didn't take that.
Oh
We
no,
have 12 scimitars, 13 daggers, 13 crossbows, 2 longbows, 3 short swords, 3 sets of split mail,
How many long swords?
Poor Matt's like, I don't want to do
2
this.
long
He's not
swords.
going to do math. I just figured out a number he's going to give you if you want to offer all that.
Okay. How much
Oh,
will we
and
get for all these,
one glass encased scimitar.
How much will we get for all these weapons
And armor.
and armor
And the glass.
in the glass?
He'll offer you 300 for it all.
That's pretty good. It's about what I was expecting.
That puts us
Yeah,
over a little over
these are made
6,000.
by hockey
I-
players.
It's true.
Should I try to roll again, or am I getting too greedy?
I'd still
Greedy.
take it.
You're a witch.
I don't want this guy to say no and like give me the finger. I think
Yeah.
this is fine. Yeah, that's plenty.
Oh, did we ever figure out the magic items that we found? We got a tome,
Yeah,
a golden
so,
flower, and an amulet.
Yes, I will let you. I can let you.
I would
know
have
what they
identified
are.
those.
Yes, I will let you know what they are. They are not average magic items. They are artifice.
Oh fuck
Oh,
yeah,
that's good
dude!
for you.
Oh hell yeah!
We'll do this trade.
Okay, so that's a total of 6,050.
What's that divided by 5?
You should give something in
1,210.
Okay, everyone add that to your money. So 1,000.
You should give some to our friends.
I mean, well, maybe we can sort that out later.
Yeah, we'll later. I can't believe it.
I have
We're
so
rich.
much money.
We
I have
really
so
do.
much money.
I think you have the most. I got 15.25.
I have 1559.
I have 1519.
You need 10 more gold.
How much?
I don't know.
I have 1546.
Fish.
What?
You need 10 more. You
How
need
much
10
more?
gold.
10 more?
You need 10. You need 10 more.
I need 10 more?
Yeah, you need 10 more.
I need 10 more. It's true, I need 10 more.
I have 1546.
It'd be 1569. That's a joke.
Cass, I need you to roll 3 Tinker's Tools checks.
Ooh, Tinker's Tools.
Yeah.
Please, Team Rebellion.
Joe, did you add the 300 that Carrion had in there?
The 300 was still in the bag of holding.
All right. Yep.
I didn't
Okay.
touch that.
You
that was
okay.
group. Yeah,
you
that
will
was
know
group
all
talk.
3 of the items that you picked up. You will have a Gilded Lotus,
Okay.
an Icy Manipulator, and a Tome of Urza.
What do those do?
Manipulator.
Or are we
Yes.
allowed to know what they do?
I can tell you what they do in Magic. I have to define what they do in D&D still.
I know what a
Okay.
Gilded Lotus does. I have that card.
Yeah. It effectively, it'll be able to, like, give you magical energy. It gives you mana.
It could, like, refresh spell slots.
That's what it does. It
one
refreshes.
color.
Yeah. It'll.
Is that a one-time use?
Like-
It's a one-time
Today.
use.
Restore 1d4 spell slots or something.
Actually, no. It is a once per day. Yeah. It doesn't sacrifice to it. You can use it to refresh. A number of spell slots. The Icy
How many?
Manipulator can basically, like, stun something. Nah.
Are you?
Yeah.
It
Are you gonna hold
basically
on
can,
all
like,
those, or can
for
you use
temporary
them too?
area, you could, like, freeze an area, kind of. And the tome is basically allows you to find information.
I don't.
What was the tome of?
Urza's tome.
Urza's tome.
Yeah.
Are you gonna share any of those, Kazrin? I can really benefit from that ether thing, or the
like-
lotus.
Yes, but so could I. We're both the spellcasters of the group. We all have some spellcasting ability in this group.
Fair. But I can heal more.
I'm also the healer.
Does it? But how does your healing work? Does that actually like a spell slot, or is it just your turret?
You get
Does
spell
it
slots,
actually-
too.
I have cure wounds. It doesn't work on you, but like no healing magic works on you.
Fair.
Except Radiance.
I'm
And
just
my-
saying.
It's not easy for her to do it to you, though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying maybe it could be good to distribute a few of them to the party. So in the event that we want to use some of these like higher tier things, like we might stand a better
It'll be on,
chance.
like, an as needed basis for whoever needs it in the moment can use it.
I guess.
Just
What if we're far in combat?
But like, because like, if you have like all your spell slots, but I'm out of spell slots, it would make more sense for me to use it. I don't know what a spell slot is, but I'm like, that makes sense.
Right,
Yeah, the
right.
thing about artifacts is they do not. I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna just give you, unless they are equipment, they do not need atonement. Anything that I would give you that would be equipment needs attunement. They're gonna be the rules of it. So they can be used by anybody. Again, like, they usually require you to give up something to do it. Like, to use the Urza's Tome, you would have to give up spell slots, effectively, magical energy. order to
What
use
about that thing that functions as
Yeah,
an ether?
Gilded flower.
The
Yeah.
Gilded Flower
Look.
gives that. The Icy Manipulator would require you to give up a spell slot to use it too, much less than the Tome. But the tome is
There-
going to be based on information. Like, it's like you can give up magical energy in order to activate it and to search for, like, very powerful bits of lore.
And you said the Gilded Flower takes up a spell slot? Or...
The Gilded Flower gives you energy.
Yeah, it gives you spell slots.
Once a day, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So the others count as equips, and that one's more like a usable item.
Well, the other
We'll
ones...
sort it out.
Yeah, we'll sort it out, like, the rules for it.
Also,
Yeah,
what is
I
the
just wasn't
clay
sure because
pot
that
of-
sounded really cool.
I see a clay pot of alcohol.
Oh yeah, that was on one of the marauders that we fucking
Okay.
killed.
Well,
and
that
then
I think we can keep, and
it
Yeah.
has slightly less alcohol. We had a few sips on the
Yeah.
way to the cave. Mainly Carrion and Cass had some
So
alcohol.
make sure to edit your group and get rid of all, like, the weapons and stuff and everything else that you have on there.
There goes my glass. Did he actually take the glass encased scimitar?
He took it. He doesn't look happy about it. He's like, whatever, and just threw it in the pile.
No, if you don't want it, I'll keep it. You don't. I mean, I'll keep
It's
it.
fine. I'll just put it with the rest.
If you burn someone's hand off of that,
No, his hand didn't fall off. The person's hand did not fall off. It was very hot, and he dropped it, and then it cased in glass.
We got our money, guys. We should probably leave this
Yeah, let's
man
get out.
sorting out all these
God,
things.
yeah, I started the stream like 13 minutes late. I did not even realize it was that late because of the time thing when I was setting up.
it was like 23 when we actually went live.
It's okay.
Yeah, well, it was
We'll
like
start earlier
when
next time.
when I came up here, I was starting early, but I was like trying to set things up for a while, and I wasn't paying attention. I switched to the time on here rather than time on my phone because I came
Right.
up and with plenty of time. It was just like when the power came out this afternoon, the computer had shut down, so I just turned everything on again, and then it was like setting everything up.
Whoever edited the group flute, we should still have 300 gold in there.
Oh, my bad. I probably deleted that. I'll edit.
Anyway, let's end it here now that you've traded stuff, and next time you can meet a queen and maybe head for where you need to go to, the farther elfhame. But for now, you're at this one at least. So you've reached Llanowar, you've gotten rid of your trade goods, you've got a payday, got some cash, got some neat artifacts.
good night.
We can actually get some
Good
equipment.
night, Lindsay.
So yeah, so let's... Okay, she popped off.
Yeah, she's a sleepy baby.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's have
Okay.
people give outros then and stuff, and then we'll finish up. We'll start with, of course, our opposite. So, hey, Matt. You're muted.
Me, now that I'm unmuted, hi, here I am. I am here. We missed last week because poor Bubbly didn't have power or anything. But hopefully we'll be back Wednesday, 7:30 CST for modern D&D. Fish is in it.
It's
Yep.
true.
And speaking of fish.
Hi everyone, I'm Fish. This week you can find me at your local TGI Fridays trying to see if the unlimited appetizers are in fact unlimited and what sort of hell deal they had to make to get free food forever.
Man, I miss unlimited appetizers.
Yeah, their mozzarella sticks are fucking incredible.
I think I ate like 50 pot stickers one time.
Mm.
Anyway,
I think
Lee.
Hey guys, I'm just Lee Belmont, your noble vampire hunter. I play a lot of variety games. Recently I've been doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge for my first ever one, and I'm well on my way to taking down the 7th and 8th gym leaders. So yeah, hopefully that goes well.
And then, of course, Joe.
Hey, you'll find me here on Tandis's channel. I'll see everyone Saturday for discussing tabletop. Sunday for my game, Grinding Gears, which they just got a big payday.
Mm-hmm.
And are probably going to buy a new ship.
Hmm.
So, and then again for next week for more of this. So, till then.
Yep. And then Lindsay will say something insulting. Insert that here.
You're a poo-poo head.
Well, she might not say that. She might say also something like weird and random. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah, that's Lindsay.
That's Lindsay. As for myself, Dan Dracovin, now that everything is working again in the universe, we can probably have the normal games. Grinding Gears on Sunday, as Joe said. Discussing Tabletop on Saturday. That's at 2 p.m. EST. Grinding Gears at 7 p.m. Hopefully next Tuesday we can be back with Records of Evil, a Lawful Evil D&D game set in a modern-day version of Faerun. That's at 10 a.m. And then Legacies of Kain, a Vampire the Masquerade game at 2. This game back next week at the same time, same place. And if you're looking for random gaming, probably The Forest tomorrow with Lightning, Worm, Rachel, and Blaze at 8. That's all I'm going to shout out for now. I'm going to go and be, like, less stressed and stuff, and we all are. So bye, everyone. Have a great evening, and stay safe, stay healthy, stay safe. Farewell.
Bye.